Hey everyone, it's Caroline here at the Kindergarten Disco, and I have a quick video on how to bring mindfulness into your classroom. So, this is a super easy way to start to integrate mindfulness into your classroom space. So, one of the best ways to bring mindfulness to your space is to teach children some meditation activities. So, my favorite way to help children, to introduce children into meditation, and I would do this the same way with adults, is to introduce breath work into their life. So, oftentimes we tell kids or people who are stressing out, we'll say, okay, take a deep breath. But for a child, and even some adults, can be even more confusing. A lot of people don't know when they take a breath, like where they should feel it in their body. Sometimes I've told, early on in my mindfulness and meditation career, when I told people to take a deep breath, a lot of people go, kind of like they're going underwater, right, at a pool or something like that. So, mindfulness, breathing meditation, it is a process. It's a practice. It is not something that everybody is going to get right away. It's something that needs to be practiced, and the practice will deepen over time. So, with children, what is the best way to do that is to bring breathing activities into your classroom. And there's lots of different really easy breath work to teach kids. If you look at my Instagram page, I have the Magic Minute videos, which I do, which are usually about a minute long, and they are breathing activities to do. So you can start to create either a list of these activities. In my classroom, we had a little bucket and there were little popsicle sticks. And then on top of the popsicle stick was the name of the breath. So most of the breath work that I teach kids has like a funny name or a silly name. So it might be like bunny breath or bee breath or pinwheel breath. And I would write it on a little card or a little something laminated and attach it to a popsicle stick and keep them in a bucket. So what I would do is for the first few weeks, we would just practice one breath. And then over time, we might add in another. So then we'd have two popsicle sticks in our bucket. And over time, we'd add in more and more. I think by the end of my time with my kindergartners, we had maybe like 7 or 8 to 10 breaths that they knew. So this was definitely something we built up over time. So I didn't want to give them a new breath every day. That's kind of overwhelming. I wanted to give them time to practice it. And we talked about what does this breath do and why is this good for us? So there is definitely a little bit of education that goes with it, but don't feel intimidated. Really, the main takeaway for kids is that this is something that can help us calm down. This is something that might help us focus. And if you know anything about yoga or meditation, you'll know that that different breaths have different purposes. So there's definitely some breaths that are kind of more geared towards like energizing and hyping you up a little bit. And sometimes your children might need that. Sometimes they might need the opposite end where it's calming breath for big feelings or meltdowns or just needing some quiet time. So I really encourage you to check out the Magic Minute videos on my Instagram page and maybe start to create some of those breaths on a little piece of paper or something that you can keep in your classroom. And I used that little bucket at transition times. So transitions for me as a teacher were always some of the more difficult times. Children coming to and from the carpet, children coming in and out from specials. We'd come in from recess, and as you know, the energy at recess is high and crazy, and they needed to transition to a calmer energy. And so to ask them to just go back to academic work or back into something else, it was kind of unfair. So allowing children that breathing meditation is a great transition to help them calm and be ready to face the next part of the day. So I would have a child, I would ask for a volunteer or maybe a child who was the teacher helper that day. Would you come and please choose a special meditation for us? And so a child would come and pull and they go, oh, I got bunny breath. And so then we'd all been practicing bunny breath. So we knew it. And we would get to do that as a class. So that's a great way to kind of just like dip your toe into the water of bringing meditation and mindfulness into your classroom. I guarantee your kids will love it. The more that you enjoy it and the more that you talk about it and share about it and make it fun. There's some really fun and silly breaths, and lion's breath is always a great one to start with. So check out my magic minutes and let me know if you integrate that into your classroom and how it goes. All right, thanks, friends.